Hello friends, welcome to this tutorial. So in this tutorial we will be building a simple pagination inside Node.js, Express and MongoDB. So this is my API that I am referring to. I am making a GET request to it, localhost to 5000 users, and I am passing the page number, second page number, and I'm passing limit. So basically limit here tells that how many results that you want to return. If I click the send request button here, you will see that it will be returning two results here. This is the ID first here, you can see that user 3 and user 4, and this is, you can see that this is a page number second, and you can see that the next page is also seen here, page number 3, and the limit is 2 here, and the previous page is also seen here. The previous page is 1 here. So if I just change this limit to, let's suppose, 5 results, I will be displaying 5 here. So if I just click the send request again here, so this time you will see that we will be displaying 5 results. 0, you can see that the page number is second here, but in this case we are displaying 5 users. So 1 2 3 4 5. So all these results I am storing inside MongoDB. You can see that these users are stored inside this table, this users table. So we are fetching this and displaying this in a pagination manner. So for this request I am just using a extension in Visual Studio Code, which is REST client. So this is the extension that you want to use in order to send request inside Visual Studio. So you can see that now if I just wanted to change the page number to 1, and let me just change the limit to 10 and click the send request. So you will see that this will not contain the previous page or next page, because all the results are present inside this page here. You can see that this is returning all the results. You can see that 10 results. So now we will be building this application from scratch. So let's start building this application. So first of all, you just need to declare a new folder here inside desktop here. So right click and declare a new folder. So just name your folder, let's suppose Node.js Pagination application. And after that, just open this folder inside command line. So just write here cmd, and first of all you just need to initialize your package.json file by the command npm init-y. So this will create a empty package.json file with the default options. So you can see that. So if I just clear the screen, and now we just need to install some dependencies. So first of all we will install Express. So this will be our server. And second dependency which we will be having is nodemon. So this will restart the server when we make any kind of change. And the third dependencies will be mongoose. So this will be the library which will interact with the MongoDB. So if you press enter, it will install these dependencies in the package.json file. So now you can see that, guys, it has installed all these dependencies. So now if I open this inside Visual Studio Code by executing this command, which is code dash, so it will open this folder inside Visual Studio Code. So it will contain this package.json file. And now if I just seed it, you can see that Express, Mongoose and nodemon. And let me just add a start script here. So just in the script section, add this start script. So inside this you just need to write here nodemon server.js, and also just rename this index.js to server.js. So this will be the starting point of the project here. So let me just create this file. And first of all, in this file we just need to import Express. We should require it, so require Express. And secondly, we just need to create a simple Express app.listen, and we will be listening on, let's suppose, port number 3000, and we can just have a callback function. This will be arrow function, and we can just pass here console log server is listening on port number 3000. So now if I just go back to command prompt here and let me just have npm start, it will start my server here. You will see that server is listening on port 3000. So now we are successfully started our Express app. Now we just need to create some data for which we can just paginate. So first of all, I will just declare a data variable. This will be an array. It will contain some array of objects. Let me just copy paste some dummy data here. So this is my users array. So let me just copy this and just paste it here. So this is some dummy data which will contain 10 users for me. It contains two fields, ID and name. So you can just pause the video and write this. So ID1 name is equal to user1, ID2 name is equal to user2. So this contains 10 users here, you can see that. Now we just need to make this paginate. So paginate this users array. So now before paginating this array, we can just make a get request here, simple get request. So when we go to /users, so this will contain a request and response object, and this will be arrow function, and here we can just write response.json, and we can just convert this object into JSON and pass this. So this has users array, so you can see that I have called this as users, so I am just returning a JSON version of it. And now you, in order to run the HTTP request inside your Visual Studio Code, there is the extension here, so just click the extension tab here and just search for REST client, and the very first extension which comes here, just install this. So this will globally install the extension, and now you can just create a simple file here inside your project directory, which will be rest dot or request dot rest. Just create this file dot rest. So inside this you can just write a simple get request to your route, which is HTTP localhost, and followed by the port number, which is 3000/users. So we are making a get request to this route here /users. So now there is a send request button also present. If I click this button, you will see that, guys, it has printed out all the users which are present inside this array, 10 users. So it is just returning the JSON version of the array here. We have just written this inside server.js. We are just passing the JSON version of the users array. So now we just need to paginate it. Now we don't want to display all the users, we want to paginate it. So now, guys, we only need to display a subset of the users. We don't want to display all the users, we need to paginate it. So now we will be passing some page number here, page number, and also a limit variable also. Let's suppose 5 users or 10 users. So for that we just need to handle some request at the server side. So here we need to declare some variables. First of we will declare the page number variable. So this will be equal to, I will be using the parseInt function, so it will convert a string to an integer, and this will be equal to request.query dot the variable that we will be passing here. We will be passing page, and this is equal to page, and similarly we will be declaring limit, so it will be equal to parseInt, and this will contain the request.query.limit. And now we have got the page number and the limit, and now we just need to declare a start index and a end index. So the start index will be equal to in the parentheses page -1 and multiplied by the limit. So this is just a simple math in order to calculate the start index and the end index of the array that we need to slice. So the end index will be equal to just the page multiplied by limit. And now we just need to slice the array in JavaScript. So it is very easy. We will be declaring a new variable result, and we will be slicing it by the slice method. Inside this I will just pass the start index comma end index, and now instead we will pass our result here. So I have already passed it, so just response.json result, and now I make the request here, pass a question mark, page is equal to, let's suppose, number 1, and I want to display only 5 results per page. And now if I click the send request button, and now you will see that, guys, only 5 results are displayed, 5 users are displayed here. And now if I just change this to, let's suppose, any number, 6 here, and now if I send request here, you will see that 6 users are displayed. And now we just need to make a way that our previous page and next page is also displayed here inside this. inside this request, inside this response which is coming back from the API. So we will declare two more variables, which will be previous page and next page also. So now in order to display the previous page and the next page, we will be converting this to an object. So now we are just returning an array here. So first of all, we just need to create a object here. Let's suppose results. This will initially be empty here, so a set of curly brackets. So now we will be having two properties. First is previous page. So now we will just write results dot previous. That's it. Inside curly brackets, I will define two properties. First is a page number. So page colon, this will be equal to page -1. We will subtract 1 from the active page, comma. The second value will be the limit. How many results that you want to display. So this will equal to the limit that we have specified in the request. And now we will be declaring similarly the next page. So this will be equal to, the page number will be equal to this time page +1. We will increment the value and the limit will remain constant like this. Now we have declared two properties here, and now we just need to change here this we just need to bind this into our results object. So results dot result, and now here we just need to change result to results. That's it. Now we are returning this object here instead of the array. And now if I just refresh this request here, if I send the request, I am displaying the page 1 here, and it has limit is equal to 6 here. You can see that limit is 6. This is the previous page, page number 0, and the next page is equal to page number 2 here. You can see that we are successfully displaying this previous page and the next page. You have seen this previous page and next page in Google APIs also when you request data. And let me just change the page number to, let's suppose 3, and let me just change the limit to 3 results per page. And if I now send the request, you will see that, guys, the previous page is equal to second and the next page is 4 and the limit is equal to 3. If I show you, I am displaying 3 pages per page. And now one problem is there, guys. We are just, if I just tell you here, if I make this page is equal to 1 here, and I show the limit here to 10. If I click the send request button here, you will see that, guys, it will be telling that the previous page is equal to 0, but 0 page doesn't exist here. So we just need to make a check on our page number so that correctly we can just display our page number, because page number 0 doesn't exist, because we are displaying all the entries here. You can see that user 10, and also this page second also doesn't exist. So we just need to make a check at the server side in order to display the page number correctly. So right here, in order to prevent this incorrect page numbers from displaying in the server.js, wherever we are setting this previous and next page, we just need to make a check here. In the previous one, we just need to make a if condition here. If start index is greater than 0, then only display the previous page. So when the start index will be greater than 0, then only this previous page will display. And in the end index also, next page, we also want to make a if condition here for the end index if it is smaller than the length of the array. So in this case, we have the array users dot length. So just make this conditions, 2 conditions. So wrap this inside if condition. So now, guys, if I go back to the request here, so I am displaying 10 results on number page 1. So if I just send request, so you will see that no previous page and no next page exists, because there is no next page and previous page out there, because we are displaying all the 10 users on a single page. And now if I just change the limit to, let's suppose 5, and send the request, so this will display only the previous page or only the next page, because the previous page doesn't exist. So this is the next page which will contain the other 5 entries. So it doesn't contain the previous page. And now just if I change the page number to second, and now in this case, if I send the request, so it will display only the previous page, because you will see that we are on page second and there is no next page. So it is not displaying the next page. It is only displaying the previous page, the page number 1 with the old 5 entries. The limit is 5 here. So now we have successfully displaying the pagination, guys, from a simple array here. We have taken the example of a simple array. You can see that this is our users array, but in production level applications, there will be a lot of data which will be coming from either the database like MongoDB. So now we will be looking at an example where we will be using this database, and then we will be paginating that data. But before that, we just need to wrap this whole code of this pagination into a middleware function. So we will be right here at the bottom, we will be creating a new function which will be paginated data. So inside this we will pass a model which will be our data, which will be coming from this MongoDB database. And here we just need to return a simple function, guys, so which will be containing 3 parameters: request, response, and the next function. So the next function will be very much important if you want to move from the middleware into your request. So this will be a simple arrow function. We just need to return this function here. And first of all, we just need to declare delete all this code here. And let me just copy this whole here and delete from here and just paste it here. And here we just need to, when we are making a request here, after the comma, we just need to call this middleware function, which is paginated data. That's it. And now if I just pass my users here, let's suppose users, and now I just need to make some modifications here. We are taking this parameter model here, so we just need to replace all the instances of users with model. So I will just use here model, and also I will use here this model here also, model.slice. And apart from that, I think that we are done. We just need to call this next function also at the very last. So when we are done displaying our results, we can just call the next function here. Next, that's it. So after this, let me just refresh the application. If I again send the request, I should see the result. So now you can see that, guys, I am successfully displaying the same data here. You can see that. No error is there. If I just refresh it, you can see that server is listing on port 3000, so no error is there. Now we have successfully binded this paginated function into a kind of a middleware function. Now we can just pass any kind of request here. Let's suppose another request in order to display another kind of data. Let's suppose post. Now I can just use this paginated middleware function. And now our job is to display the data which is coming back from the MongoDB database. So for that, we just need to create a simple file. So now just create a simple file here, which will be holding our users.js. So you can just call it anything of your choice. I will be calling users.js. So first of all, in this file, just include mongoose here. So require mongoose. So this will interact with our MongoDB database. Now we just need to declare a simple schema variable. So this will be equal to new mongoose dot schema function. So inside this, we just need to pass a name property. Inside this name property, the type will be equal to string. And let me just make it required to true. So it should be a mandatory that you provide a name property. And now we just need to export this. So module.exports, and we just need to use the mongoose.model function. Inside this, I will pass this users and along with the schema that we have declared. That's it. So this is our file, guys. And also you just need to download the MongoDB community edition here. You can see that, and create a database. I have already created a database of employee.db, and inside this I have declared this collection which is users here. So you just need to pass the same table name where you have declared here users. So you can just check the spelling here. I have in the model function just pass the same name that you have provided to the collection or table. So now after declaring this file, I can just go back to server.js, and right here at the top I can just include this file. First of all, I will also include mongoose. So require mongoose, and also we can just include my users file also. So require ./users. So after including this, we just need to connect to our database, so which we can do this by this connect method. So this will be MongoDB / localhost, and the port number is 27017. So this is the port number that MongoDB uses, slash followed by your database name. So in my case, the database name is EmployeeDB. You can see that if I just show you, this is my database name, and this is the whole URL. You can see that localhost :27017 / EmployeeDB. And the second argument that it receives is use new URL parser. Let me just declare this new URL parser to true. Just pass this property, and also take this use unified topology to true. So pass these two options, and now guys, if I refresh the application, so you will see that I am getting this error that users have already been declared. So let me just delete this users array here. We don't need this here. Now we are taking the data from the database, so let me just delete all this here. And now if I just refresh the application, you will see that we have successfully connected to our MongoDB database, and now we just need to insert some dummy data into this MongoDB database. Currently it is empty here, you can see that. For inserting data, we just need to first of all get the instance of the database, so which will be mongoose.connection, and after that we have an event which is db.once. Inside this we just need to pass that is open. So when the database is open for the first time, we just need to declare this function which will be async. This will be an arrow function, and here we just need to create some entries here to inside our database. So first of all, we will check here in the if condition. This will be await, and we will be using the users model here, and we will count the documents here, and we will execute this execute function. So this will tell that when the records are already present, so this will not run or create records. So if the records are already present inside the database, we just need to return it. But if the records are not present, we just need to create the records manually. So we can just write a simple promise.all. So inside this simple array, we can just copy paste these values here. You can see that we are created 10 users here. Users.create. Create is a method which creates a sample user inside our database. For this to work, I just need to turn off my autosave. Let me just turn off the autosave here. Now if I just refresh it, you will see that only one entry will be added. You can see that, guys, it has successfully added these 10 entries inside my database. So 10 users are present here, so we have successfully added these 10 users. So let me just see the changes. So no error is there. So let me just turn on the autosave. So now we have 10 users in the database, and now we can just paginate them. So now we are paginating this MongoDB database array that we are passing. So we are passing this model here inside users here. You can see that now in this function, middleware function, we are getting this model, and now inside this function we just need to make some changes here. Just make this function as async, and right here below when we are, you can see that model.length. So dot length is not defined here. We just need to run a function which will be count documents, and we will execute this function. So this will count the actual number of records which are present inside this this collection, which is users inside MongoDB. And as this is a async function, so I will just write here await. That's it. And the second modification that we want to make here is that inside this model.slice here, so this will be not the model.slice. This will be, first of all, we will add a await keyword, and this will be model.find, and we will pass the limit inside this limit function. And there is a skip method also, skip, and we will skip to the start index, which is start index. That's it. And also we just need to wrap this, and lastly we just need to execute this also. So execute. And also we just need to wrap this code inside try catch. So just make this try catch block, try catch. So if any kind of error is there, we can just send the error. Also response.status code I will be sending 500, and also I will be sending the response, the error also. Let me just see what is the error, or we need to just convert it into JSON. Inside this we will be having an object here which will be a simple message, e.message. That's it. And now inside this, when we have this results property, we just need to create a simple property inside our object here. Just after you declare it, you just need to create response.paginated result, and this will be equal to the results property. That's it. And let me just see if I am sending this or not. No. So after this, we don't want to send this into a JSON form, so we are just calling the next function here. That's it. So just make this modification, and after that, when you're receiving this request inside app.get, we can just retrieve this property response.json, and we can just use this property which is response.paginated result, the property that we have declared right here. You can see that response.paginated result. Now we are just using this property inside this app.get. You can see that. Now if I just refresh the application, guys, if I go to request.rest here, and if I just send this request page number 2, and now you can see that, guys, it is successfully working here. We are on page number 2 and limit is 5, so we are only displaying 5 documents. So you can see that user 6, user 7, user 8, user 9, user 10, and in this case the next page is not there, only the previous page is there. Limit is equal to 5. And now let me just make some more modification. Page number 1 and limit, let me make it 10, and let me just send the request. So now you can see that we are displaying all the users and no next and no previous page is there. So this is a very simple system by which you can just make a simple pagination API in Node.js, Express and MongoDB. So thanks very much, guys, for watching this video. If you like this video, then please hit the like button and do subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell icon. And I will be seeing you in the next video. Until then, thank you very much.